Hey, what's up, you guys? DJMama here, and we are here with week one of the off season for UBuns, aka reduced Ubers draft. Ubers, not Ubers. Oh my god, is what it is. So our first opponent is Karda, who has drafted an insane team of Magearna, Palkia O, Lando T, Megazam, Regieleki, Terra Melmetal, Terra Abalava, and then with backed up with Toxapex, Bronzong, and Sudowoodo. So thinking into this, I was very scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I've pretty much centralized around Magearna, I think. So let's see how I build. So I started to make like lead Dialga, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Draco, Fire Blast to deal with Magearna if it was even not on a balloon or something crazy. Uh, it doesn't really deal with Magearna well, but it does do a lot. Does not want to switch into a Dialga unless it's Draco, but it should be doing a lot. Kind of defensive spread right here, and then we have Scarf Tusk with Ice Spinner, Earthquake, Knockoff, Rabbit Spin. This was also like a knockoff receiver. Uh, I saw a lot of knockoff in his team. I saw Lando too, and I was like, I'm gonna get knocked off eventually. So Ice Spinner for Lando, Earthquake for Melmetal, Magearna, whatever Melmetal Terra's too. Earthquake for so like Toxapex, and Knock for good stuff, and Rapid Spin also for a lot of decent utility. Next up, we have Tapu Lele leftovers with a defensive spread. Nature's Madness was like one of the best things I could like run. Calm Mind, Side Shock, Moonblast. I know that doesn't really deal with Magearna, but it does. Well, I think this was like my switch to Palkia as well. Even though it's like defensive, the Tapu Lele has a lot of special defense, so it could switch into Palkia most of the time. Ogerpon Cornerstone, Taunt, Ivy Cudgel, U-Turn Knockoff is kind of a set. I didn't really know what to do with it, but I was like, this could do enough, even though it is like nothing to Melmetal actually. I brought it for, uh, I don't know. I brought it for taunt, like speedy taunt. That's about it. And then we have Sneasler. We went with air balloon or Terra Ground air balloon. We didn't want to do Psychic Seed this week, just in case, but I wanted an air balloon so I can switch into Lando's Earthquakes and probably set up a Swords Dance. That's what I pretty much saw. I was like, I can set up that, switch in, come in, do a bunch of damage. Dire Claw, Swords Dance, Terror Blast, Ground, and Close Combat, which is pretty scary for the whole team. I'm like Magearna takes Dire Claw but doesn't like Terror Ground. Palkia O does not want to take a Dire Claw. This is also not doesn't want to take the Dire Claw. It's faster, but if I get my Unburden boost, it's scary. Uh, it has to like deal with Dire Claw. Dire Claw, not Dire Clawable, but close combatable. You could Dire Claw this. You're just not breaking it. That's why I went Terra Ground. Could be nasty depending on the Terra. And then CC probably has to be a CC because it's probably going to be Levitate. And then Sudowoodo. Uh, Goldengo is what I rounded out the team with. I wanted the defensive with some speed to outspeed these slow guys. Shadow Ball recovers, nice pot, and Mecha Rain. I kind of wish this was one of my choice scarfers actually, because it actually does outspeed Zam with a scarf, which I didn't know. It does as a speed Mega Zam with a scarf, but I would have to be timid, and then it comes like a roll if the Shadow Ball does enough. So that's the team. Let's see how it fares in battle. So pretty much what I expected: threat, and defensive wall. Magearna could also be a threat or a defensive wall because it's that threatening. Let's get into it. Lead Lando into my lead Ogerpon. I was like, I could lead Ogerpon here, see how it goes. Obviously, seeing Intimidate off rip makes sense. He could be expecting like Spikes or Scar or Stealth Rocks, I guess. I guess go for knockoff. I want to see what he gets. And he has this little lump area. I'm like, okay, you are really playing around Dire Claw Sneasler. But we net that off. He gets a U-turn, does a lot. Does a lot. And in comes Megazam, the threat. And I gotta like, and I'll be honest, I was like, why was I not assessing Megazam? This mon is a monster. Goes for Shadow Ball, takes me out. I'm like, alright, cool, there goes Ogerpon. Go right for Goldengo. And as you know, my Goldengo does not really take the Shadow Ball well, as he just shows it. Does 74. I live. I shoot my Shadow Ball back, and I forgot he traced Sturdy. I forgot. And then we go right for Dialga O, sadly. I don't want to lose my Goldango because I don't think my Goldango is pretty good, but he had to hit this Focus Blast here, and I'm like, oh, he hit the Focus Blast. Well, he had to hit Focus Blast because nothing else KO'd me at that range. But he does hit it, so there it goes. And then Tusk. I'm just go for Tusk, and then go for Ice Spinner, expecting maybe the Lando switch because losing the Zam. I mean, Zam took out 2 Mons. It does its job, so I think he's fine with losing it. But in case he went like Lando or something, in comes the Melmetal. I have to switch. I go for Goldango immediately. Terra's into Steel and even resisted. That did so much damage. So I'm going right back into Tusk here. So I'm left with 3v5. Lele deals with Toxapex and maybe switches into Palkia. Other than that, doesn't really do a whole lot. So let's see. Goes into Lando on my Great Tusk. I could have Ice Spinnered here, but made a prediction. I was like, I have to just hit what's in front of me. I'll go for right for Lele here as this U-turn. In comes Palkia O. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this. I do enough. Unfortunately, he misses Hydro Pump. I think Hydro Pump does like, what, 70 here? Maybe 50 to 70? And I knew it did knock me out. That's why I stayed in. So I went for Moonblast and did a whole bunch. He goes to his Hydro Pumps. Yeah, it's a 70. So he took to it with Hydro Pump, but it is Hydro Pump. I'm like, please miss at least one of these moves. So I'm on the back foot. I just like to find my way to get to Sneasler, but it's time to the Magearna. So I'm like, okay, what does this Magearna want to do? I'm gonna go for Nature's Madness at the start, and I see Trick Room. I'm like, there's no way I have enough turns to survive Trick Room versus Melmetal and Magearna versus my 2 insanely speedy Mons. So I'm like, oh, this might be the death knell. So he goes for Floor Cannon, knocks me out, but he's only -1 here. Nothing actually knocks me out at this point. So I go right for the Sneasler. In comes in. It's on an air balloon. And then in comes the Terra Ground, Terra Blast, 43. I immediately died a Double Iron Bash here. So, and Great Tusk does not. So I'm like, maybe if I live the 2 Double Iron Bashes with Great Tusk, it's possible, but it's not. We just have to do what we have to do. So in comes Great Tusk, and it falls to. So I was like, I just had to like have Protect or something. And in comes Sneasler, who is immediately going to lose out to Double Iron Bash in 1. So down goes the Sneasler, and we lose. The only Pokemon who took up KOs on my team was Lele, and I think, was it Tusk? Yeah, Lele Tusk were the only Mons who took up KOs. So we are on a shaky start. So our San Diego Shenanigans are 0-1 with a -4 record off the rip. Is what it is, but Karda really played that well. I did not. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.